Hello and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be sitting down and talking about my first month of university and just answering your guys' questions. I asked you on Instagram for some and you very kindly gave me some, so I'm going to go through those and kind of just answer your questions, talk about my experience, give you advice, all that jazz. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on to the video. I filmed this video once already and I just felt like I rambled in the first one, so if I ramble again in this one I'm really gonna be a bit annoyed. Okay, so the first question is how different is it to what you thought it would be, both living there and the course? I don't really know specifically what I thought it would be in the first place, because obviously I'd never been to uni before. I didn't really have anyone that I could go off a like full experience, because obviously things are different. Like my brother went to uni but he's like 8 years older than me, so yeah, I didn't really have anyone that I could take an experience from and like paint a picture for myself. But it is good and I'm really enjoying it, and it is not as maybe as daunting or as difficult as I thought it would be. There is a train going past. It's not been as different as I thought it would be, so yeah. How do you deal with homesickness? I kind of feel like there was quite a lot of pressure that I put on myself around staying here for as long as I could before going home. But realistically, when I got it over and done with and gone home and come back, it just settled it inside of me that there's no problem. Like I didn't feel sad to leave home again. I didn't feel like I didn't want to go back to uni. So it wasn't really a problem. Like I went home, I think after 10 days of being here, mainly because I caught freshers flu. I feel like if I wasn't ill, I wouldn't have gone home. But it really wasn't a problem. Like, I didn't feel homesick at all. I talked to my mum nearly every day on the phone anyway, so it really wasn't much of a problem. And especially I think because I was so like stuck into doing like freshers events and stuff, it really kind of made the time I was here like so busy, so I didn't really have a problem with feeling homesick. Like I didn't really have time to feel homesick. So for me it wasn't really a problem, but I know obviously it's different for every person, so yeah. Okay, so the next question is, how are you finding the adjustment from A-levels to uni? For me, I did a course that was equivalent to A-levels, so I didn't actually really go to sixth form and do like 4 separate subjects. I literally went to college and did one course that was then equivalent to A-levels. So for me, it's a bit different. But my course at college was a lot more hands-on and a lot more intense, and I had a lot more work to do, whereas the past 4 weeks at uni, I've not really done much work. So the adjustment is fine because I've not had to do anything. Although I feel like when it comes to the point where I am doing a lot of work, I feel like I'd be able to handle it quite well because of the amount of work I had to do at college. So we'll see. But so far it's going okay. Okay, so how has your course been in levels of difficulty? Has it been what you expected? So far it's not really been that difficult. I think I have got a lot of experience that most people don't have. But that's just personal to me. Obviously because I do YouTube, I know how to edit and all this kind of stuff. It is difficult learning obviously the university's way of stuff, so obviously they use a different editing platform to what I'm used to, so it's getting used to things like that. But the actual difficulty of the like information and course itself, it's not that hard. It is mostly knowledge that I know, but at the same time I'm kind of just thinking because it's like the introductory section, I feel like when I get into it a bit more, there will be more information that I don't know or things that I don't know. So yeah, so far so good. How do you keep up in lectures, and did you go out in Freshers Week? Keeping up with lectures is quite easy. The groups themselves are quite big. Again, this kind of depends on your course. I know for some of my lectures it's split over 2 different film courses at my uni instead of just the one that I'm on. So groups like that are quite big. But other than that, it's literally just the people on my course, and that is probably about like 40 to 50 people. I could be wrong, but yeah. So lectures are quite easy in the sense that you're all there together. You all have like discussions and stuff and talk about things. The lecturers go at quite, well, some lecturers go at quite a steady pace. Other lecturers move the slide on before you've written anything down. But they do put the slides on the online system after the lectures. Like if I say I didn't get anything written down or didn't have the chance to write stuff down, or, you know, it was just a typical I can't be asked to do any work today lecture, then I can come back to my room and then just go through the slides myself in my own time, which is quite good. So yeah, they have all them resources online, so I never really feel like it's difficult to catch up. Equally, like if I'm ill or didn't go to a lecture, I know that the PowerPoint slides will be on the online system, so I can go through that and know that I haven't really missed much and I will be able to catch up. So yeah, it's not been too difficult. So yeah, and yes, I did go out in freshers, but not as often as I thought I would. I mean, I don't really like to drink that much anyway, and nights out are just a bit hectic. So I went out like 3 or 4 times, but that was enough for me. Are you struggling to manage your time well and productively? I haven't really had much work to do in order to test my time management skills, but so far it's been okay. It is quite self-oriented, like you do a lot of stuff by yourself, you kind of have to put that deadline pressure on yourself. Obviously the uni sets deadlines for like the final projects, like I have a few deadlines in December, but like getting the actual work done all each week is like purely my own doing. Like I have to do that myself. I have to make sure I get the work done. I'm going to touch wood and pray that it doesn't get much harder. Have you made friends, and if so, how easy was it? It was quite easy for me to make friends. There was quite a lot of stigma surrounding, I say stigma, probably not the right word. There was quite a lot of people questioning if I was going to be able to make friends easily living in a studio, because I live in a studio flat in a building full of other studios and also apartments. So it is quite mixed. But I did find it quite easy. You know, I was talking to my neighbour beforehand on Facebook. I was in the Facebook group chat for the building. So getting to know people in the building was quite nice, because then you could recognise people when you were here. I got talking to a girl who was on the first floor, and I met her on the first night of moving in, and we're now like best friends. So, you know, it's quite easy to make friends. Don't know what I would do if I didn't meet the people that I have met, because I would be lonely as hell, but because I have, then it's fine. Like, making friends, especially on my uni course, is great because you kind of get pushed into being into groups and things for projects, so getting to know people for that is good. And I can remember like the first day I got put into groups, I was like, I don't know any of these people, what am I gonna do? And now they're great friends, and like we've had takeaway nights and movie nights and all that stuff. So my one advice would be to just dive straight in. I would definitely say push yourself and go for it within like the first week. Otherwise it will be a bit difficult, because people have started to make groups and friends and stuff like that, so it is harder to do it later on. I feel like I've completely rambled throughout that entire question. How is it going doing self-catering? So far so good. I haven't managed to poison myself yet, so that's great. I mean, I say that, I've had practically the same meal every night since I've been here, but it's fine, you know? We're learning to cook. What are your 5 top meals to cook? Because I keep running out. Honestly, I cook the same meal like every day, but basic things like stereotypical student things: pizza, pot noodles, pasta, that's like soup. That is like the top things that come to mind. Oh my god, I eat cheese and ham toasties all the time. That is like the go-to. If you want it as a meal, you want it as a snack, that is the thing that I go to the most. So cheese and ham toasties is definitely a shout. What made you choose a studio over halls? I have, if you are new to my channel you won't know this, but I have chronic fatigue syndrome and also a food allergy, so it just makes things a lot easier for me to manage myself if I'm living in my own space completely. I did think about going into a flat, but at the same time I knew I would just work a little bit better if I was completely on my own. And I mean, the space that I'm in now, like the building I'm in, it's not like completely self-contained, you know, I have neighbours and things, and we're all like on the same corridor, and it is very like friendly, and it's a nice little community, but at the same time I can choose to go to my own space and be on my own and manage my stuff like completely on my own. So it was purely just because I know how I work. Like for me, I work better just doing things on my own, being quite independent, whereas some people do like to be around people all the time, but I know I like my own space. So that is basically, yeah, that's why I chose a studio. How is it going managing your CFS? It's not been easy, because it's been such a big change, and obviously like getting used to my surroundings and how far it is to get to places and stuff, and obviously being around new people and having a lot of information. That was the one thing that I struggled with the most, is obviously like all my lectures were all introductory, so everyone was talking at me, and like it was a lot to digest. So I think I struggled, and I still am struggling, but I'm getting through it. That's the main thing. We've not stopped completely. How much do you pay for the place that you're staying in? So for the room I have now, if you've not seen my university move-in vlog, I'll link that down below, because that shows you the room as its entirety. Where I'm staying now, I pay £134 a week, which is quite good for a studio. I think it's only like £5 more than the actual university accommodation. Whoa! Whoa! A massive crow just flew past my window, but literally like nearly took. Wow, that was massive. Anyway, I pay £134 a week, which is only about £5 more than the actual university accommodation. If I haven't mentioned already, I am staying in a private place. It is like student accommodation, but it's like private. It's by a private company, and it's not related to the university accommodation. So I think the price difference is only like £5, which I was willing to pay because this place is beautiful and it's so nice compared to the university accommodation that looks all gross and not the best. So yeah, I pay £134 a week for a studio. I think it's something like £124 for like an ensuite flat. So yeah. Is there opportunity to work whilst studying? Yes, there is if you feel you need to. I'm in a position where I don't need to work for the first year, maybe not even for the second year. I'm not too sure how that's going to work out just yet, but I know I'm okay to not have to get a job for the first year. But there is like, it depends on your course. Obviously I'm going off solely like my experience. I have every Wednesday and every Friday off, so that's 2 days where realistically if I wanted a job I could get one, but at the same time university does say to use those days to do your uni work. So it depends, it really depends on like the workload for your course and if you feel like you want to, if you feel like you need to. But yeah, there is definitely opportunities to work whilst studying. There's also like jobs you can do through the university. I know like they have content creators and like student reps and stuff like that you can get paid for. So yeah, I feel like I might have completely rambled throughout that whole video again, but hopefully I touched base on everything. I feel like I have. I feel better after refilming that one than I did when I did the other one. But yeah, I hope I have touched base on every topic that you've asked for. If there is a question that you have that I haven't answered, or maybe you didn't get a chance to ask me on Instagram, comment it down below and I'll be sure to answer you. I hope this gave you a little insight into my first month at university. It's been really fun overall and I'm excited for the rest of it. So yeah, thanks a bunch. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe whilst you're down there. We are so close to 10k, which is insane. My goal for this year was 3k and we're currently on 8k, so God knows what could happen. But yeah, thank you very much for subscribing, and I will see you guys very soon with a new video. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.
You're gonna be your own biggest fan.
Alright. Sophie.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
What did we do? What time is it? Are we hungry?
I can be.
Play bleach in our eyes. I did. Thanks. Yeah. Oh my god.
Can I interrogate your mind? Do you mind? Do you mind?
We found it! Who has an accommodation inside a Tesco's? Fashion.